Om Sai Ram, offering our humble pranams at the lotus feet of Bhagavan. Life is an opportunity to seek God, see God, and merge with God. Life acquires meaning and value only if it is used for this purpose. Dasyam is the seventh step on the ladder of devotion. With every step, the devotee is getting closer and closer to his Lord. That means the devotee's heart is expanding. He is growing, and so is his happiness. One can have any kind of relationship with the Lord, for the Lord is the basis of all relationships. Some look to him as mother, some as father, some as master, some as their beloved, and some as friend. Dasyam means to look at him as the master and consider oneself his servant. Dasyam means servitude. It is a form of devotion in which the devotee regards God as the master and considers himself as the servant. Swami says, devotion begins with dasoham, the attitude that you are the servant of God, and progresses to the stage of soham, where you become one with God. Devotion is not complete at this stage of dasyam. It is complete only when one understands the truth, or, like Swami says, when one becomes one with God. The Ramayana depicts a scene in Lanka, in the court of the demon king Ravana. Hanumanji, who had gone there in search of Mother Sita, was caught and brought before Ravana, who questioned him. "Impertinent monkey, tell me, who are you?" To this, Hanumanji replied, "I am the servant of Lord Ram, who is the noble son of Mother Kausalya." Hanumanji was the son of Vayu, the wind god. He was the disciple of Surya, the sun god. He was the chief minister of Sugriva, who ruled Kishkinda. But when questioned by Ravana, he did not mention any of this by way of introduction. Instead, he very proudly announced himself as a servant of Sri Ram. His devotion to Lord Rama exemplifies dasyam. Of all the relationships he had in the world, he felt the relationship with the Lord as the dearest to him, hence the declaration. Hanumanji achieved that oneness going from dasyam to Atma Nivedanam, but on the physical and mental level, he still maintained the dasyam bhava. Once Lord Ram asked Hanumanji, "Hanuman, tell me, how do you regard me and relate to me?" Hanumanji replied, "Lord, at the physical level, I regard you as the master and consider myself as your servant. At the mental level, I regard you as the object and myself as your reflection, and spiritually, I am you." Dasyam expresses as seva or service of the beloved, for it is that which gives maximum happiness to the devotee. But by itself, it is not seva, it is an attitude. It is the willingness in the devotee to serve. The devotee considers himself as an instrument and becomes an able instrument in the hands of his beloved Lord. He considers all situations as coming directly from the Lord. He considers all actions coming from his own body and mind as the Lord's work, as His grace. The body and mind are given by the Lord. One's ability, talents, and energy to perform all tasks are granted by Him. The time and space to do the work is given by Him. The desire to do the particular job is granted by Him. The knowledge, the know-how of the task is graciously granted by Him. So how can one claim any action? How can one claim to do anything? One is always ready to do the Lord's bidding, taking cue from all that is happening, as all that is happening is willed by the Lord alone. There is nothing more divine than allowing Him to work through oneself. Such a person becomes available to the Lord all the time. Swami says, I call upon you to radiate the devotion within you so that its unseen power will envelop all who come into your orbit. To successfully perform your part, always remain centered upon me. When he says always, it means 24/7, 24 hours over 7 days of the week. Are we always centered on Him? We must constantly check what is distracting us. This constant checking will bring our flaws in front, meaning we will become aware of our failings. We will become aware of that which is taking our mind away from the Lord. Only if we are aware, we can do something to check our desires, for it is our desires which stand between us and the Lord. He further says, You are my instruments, for whom my love will pour. Be always aware that the moment you let your ego descend upon you, my work ceases. When you have overcome your negative mindfulness, you will again become my source. So it is this negative mindfulness that we need to eradicate from our system. And we can do that only if we are watching our minds. Watching the mind is the most beneficial spiritual exercise. It matures the devotee tremendously. Desires take the form of our personal likes and dislikes. We will allow Him to work through us by reducing our personal likes and dislikes. How does one reduce them? By doing our duties sincerely and happily. O Swami, may Thy grace flow through us to the world around.